Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Christy. I'm a homeschool mom to 3 kids, and today I'm going to be talking about everything that's going to be changing in our homeschool next year. I've actually seen a couple different people do a video just like this where they explain some changes that they're making in their homeschool for the upcoming school year. I thought it was a really cool idea, and I do have a few things that are going to be changing, and so yeah, we're going to talk about it. I think that the major change, and if you saw my curriculum choice video, you can kind of guess this, is kind of the style that we're going to be approaching our learning for next year. We are going to be doing a very high focus on unit study learning. So we're going to be using Gather Round, we're going to be using campfire curriculums, we're going to be using Harbor and Sprout, and we're really going to be diving into that approach. This has been something that I just keep feeling in my heart is the direction to kind of go. It's a nudge, and so I think that it's going to work out really well for my kids. We love the unit study approach. We have kind of discovered that over the course of the 2 years so far that we've been homeschooling, and we've been more and more drawn to it. And before, it was always something we did as extra, kind of like a fun thing to do. I keep having the same thought kind of pop into my head, and that is, why not make the fun thing the all the time thing? Going along with the unit study approach, we're also going to be kind of shifting to more literature-based focused learning in some areas. That would be art and geography mainly. We have curriculum that are literature-based for both of those this year. We really love literature learning. We also are going to be doing the arrow guides from The Brave Writer, which we used a literature-based language arts last year and discovered that we love that. So moving into kind of that same direction, it's just kind of been a really great year of figuring out what we truly love and the way that we really love to learn. Okay, the next thing that's going to be changing is, personally, I'm going to be focusing more on the big picture of our homeschool year rather than how much of each individual subject is done every day. I think that if you have a broad look at your year and you just learn, you learn every day, you cover what you kind of plan on covering if you can, and don't worry about getting to a certain point in the curriculum. Don't worry about finishing all of the curriculum books that you started, especially if you're using multiple resources or you're not doing certain things every single day like the curriculum is planned. You're not going to finish that curriculum unless you really double up, and I don't want that. I don't want to be rushing to try to cram everything in. I'm just going to look at our day for what it is. Oh, we learned all of this today, and I'm not going to be focused on, oh, we only got through half of our math lesson, or we only got through half of a reading lesson, or something like that. I'm not going to be so concerned and so hyper-focused on each individual subject and how much we are actually completing. I'm just going to kind of, look at the big picture. Another thing that's going to be changing this next year is being more intentional on not the main subjects, if that makes sense. I feel like the last couple years of homeschooling has been kind of okay, I had this mentality, if we just do language arts and math every day, at least we can get that done. That's the most important part of homeschooling. And you'll hear a lot of homeschooling moms say that, and while that's good for kind of a season of survival or transition, now that we've kind of got a good flow and we're kind of getting more experience with this homeschool thing, I feel like we can have more intentionality and focus on the not main subjects, because I feel like every subject is important. And enrichment, we want to focus on enriching our learning, not just checking a checklist off. And so some of those subjects would be science and history, geography, art. I really want to do a lot of those subjects because I feel like the last couple of years we've kind of pushed them aside in just kind of trying to acclimate to homeschooling and trying to make sure we were doing our main things. And so I'm excited about this year. I'm looking forward to it. We have some wonderful resources to help us with hitting those subjects. I think that the unit study is going to really help me in making sure that we are doing those other subjects as well. And then the art curriculum and the geography curriculum that we have chosen are going to be wonderful, enriching, beautiful, enjoyable additions to our homeschool year. Going along with being more intentional about different subjects, I'm also going to be more intentional about planning. And if you have followed me for a while, you know that I'm a very go with the flow person. I'm not really the one that plans out their days, timestamps, or this is what we're doing. I've always said that reverse record keeping is kind of my style, but I'm finding that it's out of necessity that I have to be more intentional about planning out our days, just because we're adding in more things that we're covering. Those enrichment subjects that we are going to be focusing on more this year, trying to balance our days so that we're not schooling all day long, because I do find value in short days. And so I kind of have staggered out all of the subjects we're going to be doing, spread them out through our week, so we're just doing a little bit every day. And so I need to plan that out in my planner so I know that we're hitting everything. And so that's kind of the direction I'm going. I did a whole planning video. I will link it for you if you haven't seen it, but I talk a little bit more about being more intentional with planning. I am not going to do a time frame thing. I am not going to stick with the schedule to a T. I'm very much ebb and flow. So if something comes up, it's not going to throw me off or anything. But I do need to be more organized with planning. The last thing that I'm hoping changes this year is that we get out of the house more. I am very much a person, I do like to go and do things. However, in my day-to-day life, I appreciate just being home and being slow. But I do find that I think that it would benefit both myself and my children to get out more, to go do some more things. More field trips would be lovely this year. Also just trips out, to the park, to nature walks, to wherever. Just to get out of the house, socialize with some other kids at the park, make some friends. I've been looking into possibly a co-op. I'm not 100% on board with that yet. However, I have been looking into one in our area and kind of following them on Facebook so I can kind of see what it's about. I don't love being committed to something that we have to be at every week. However, I do see why that's valuable. While I am an introvert, I do know that I need a little bit of that. I also find that I have a hard time with wanting to do things because I get anxious or overwhelmed about the process of taking everybody out by myself. And a lot of times it doesn't end up this picture perfect fun day that you had in your mind. There's meltdowns, there's temper tantrums, kids get hungry or hurt or upset, and it can be really stressful. And so I have to kind of work past that and get more okay with and more confident in my abilities as a mom to take all three of them out on a day and go adventuring. So those are all of the things that are going to be kind of changing. Obviously there's probably more, but those are the main things that I wanted to talk to you about. Please let me know some of the things that are changing in your homeschool down below, because this is very interesting to me and how kind of we evolve as homeschool parents as the years go on. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in another one very soon. Bye.